Okay, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to solve compound inequality. A compound inequality consists of two inequalities, and these two inequalities are connected by a word, and this word could be and or. So, for example, 2x plus 1 less than 3 and x plus 2 greater than equal to 5. This is an example of compound inequality. In this example, these two inequalities, they are connected by this word and. Now, when we solve a compound inequality, the key point is to understand what is the difference when we use this word and what's the difference when we use this word or. To help you to understand the difference between these two words, let me use this example. We know that the members of Avengers are these six persons, right? Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, Hulk, and Hawkeye. So here we're given these two statements. The first one is we want to choose the members from the Avengers who was born on Earth and can fly. And the second statement is we are choosing the members who was born on Earth or can fly. So let's take a look at the first statement and think about which member should we choose. So Iron Man, yes, Iron Man, he was born on Earth and he can fly. So we put Iron Man here. Next, Captain America. Okay, Captain America was born on Earth. However, he cannot fly, right? So therefore we couldn't choose him. And same as Black Widow. Black Widow was born on Earth, but she cannot fly. Now Thor, he can fly, however, he was not born on Earth. And Hulk, he was born on Earth, but he doesn't know how to fly. Well, he can jump very high, but he cannot fly. So, and Hawkeye, he don't fly. So therefore, there is only one member from the Avengers who is satisfied these two conditions. However, if we look at the second example, the second statement, the member who was born on Earth or can fly. In this case, the answers are Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, and Hulk, and Hawkeye, right? Because those members, they either was born on Earth or they can fly. So therefore, the difference between and or is when we use and, we have to make sure the thing we choose must satisfy both conditions. It must be born on Earth and it must fly. It must can fly. And when we use or, that means the thing we choose only need to satisfy one of the conditions. Okay. Now, after we see the difference between using and using or, now let's take a look at this example. So here we're given a compound inequality. Actually, we already given the solution to each inequalities. Now we want to see how can we graph this solution of this compound inequality, and how to write the solution using interval notation. So here the solutions are x is greater than 2 or x is less than 4. So since these two inequalities are connected with or, so the answer can only just satisfy one of the conditions. So for example, let's think about any number like 3. Is 3 one of the solutions? Yes, because 3 is greater than 2, right? So 3 is a solution. Let's think about what about let's see, what about -3? Is -3 also one of the solutions? Okay, even though -3 is not greater than 2, but because -3 is less than 4, and since this compound inequality here we are using R, so -3 is also one of the solutions. Okay. Now, in general, how can we find the answer? How can we graph the solution to these compound inequalities? So first, you will need to graph number 9. Since we have we're given these two numbers, 2 and 4. If this is 0, let me put 2 here, and 4 is over here. So first, we graph the solution of the first inequality, x greater than 2. So x greater than 2 means the solutions are everything larger than 2. So everything on the right-hand side of 2. So we go all the way to positive infinity. Okay, then let's graph the second solution, x less than 4. So the solution are any number which are smaller than 4. So the numbers which are less than 4, they are on the left-hand side of 4. So we go all the way from 4 to negative infinity. Okay. Now once we get this graph, since the compound inequality we're solving is connected with R, so the answer will be everything we just cornered. So the answer will be any number from negative infinity to positive infinity. Because if you don't believe this, you just pick up any number on this number 9. You will see that number you pick up is either greater than 2 or less than 4. So that's why the answer here is from negative infinity to positive infinity. This is the answer to this compound inequality. Okay, now let's see what if we have a compound inequality and this compound inequality is connected with the AND. So here is 4, now over here is -2. Now x greater than 4, so when you graph this inequality, it will be like this, right? Now let's graph the second one, x greater than -2. So x are numbers bigger than -2. So start from -2 and I will corner everything on the right side of -2. Now we said if the compound inequality is connected with R, then the answer should be everything we cornered, right? And if the answer is if the compound inequality is connected with AND, we should only consider the piece which the two different corners overlapped. So therefore the answer should be just this. Why? Because if you consider this piece from -2 to 4, any numbers in this piece, these numbers, they are not greater than 4, right? Because we want to make sure the numbers must satisfy both conditions. So the number must be greater than 4 and be greater than -2. So therefore, in this case, our answer is only this piece, from 4 to infinity. And we use parentheses because here we don't have equal sign. Now, this is the difference when we are solving a compound inequality using OR and a compound inequality using AND.